Lola James lived in a small house, but online she lived in Lekki. She wore borrowed clothes, fake smiles, and lies like makeup. But one day, the truth showed up with a camera and exposed her to the world. Lola James stood in front of the mirror in her bedroom, a cracked mirror hanging loosely on a rusted nail. Her dress was perfect, her makeup was smooth, and her wig was glued down like a pro did it. She looked expensive. The only problem, nothing she had on belonged to her. The gown, borrowed from her neighbor's cousin who sold thrift wares. The heels, from a classmate who charged her the 500 per day. The phone she used for her selfies, her mom's phone, which she always returned before 9 p.m. Yet on Instagram, she was Lola of Lekki, a rich Lagos babe who posted things like soft life or nothing, private jets only, and girls that get it, get it. In reality, Lola lived in a one-room apartment in Ojo with her mother who fried PuffPuff for a living. But nobody online knew that. She made sure of it. After taking her selfies, she edited them using 3 different apps. Skin smooth, background clean, face glowing. She picked the best one and posted it with a fake location, Lekki, phase 1. Within minutes, the likes started rolling in. At IM_hers. Girl, you're giving rich energy at Pretty Diva 234. Where do you shop a beg? You too clean. At Bad Boy Kales. Marry me, already 4. Lola smiled with pride. This is who I really am, she whispered to herself. Not that puff puff girl, but just as she was enjoying her moment, her mother's voice tore through the door. Lola, come and help me pack puff puff before the rain starts. Oh. She sighed, wiped off her lip gloss, removed her heels, and dropped the borrowed gown carefully on the bed. Coming, mummy. She stepped out of the room, not as Lola of Lekki, but as Lola James of Ojo. 2 lives, 1 girl. But how long can someone live a lie before the truth knocks? Monday morning came like thunder, and as usual, Lola was late for school. She dashed into the SS3 class, breathless, clutching her books to her chest. Her hair was untidy, and her school shoes were worn out at the heel. Lola the Slay Queen, don't enter, a boy at the back whispered, laughing. Everyone knew Lola was different, but not in the way she thought. In school she was average. No top grades, no prefect badge, and definitely no rich father waiting at the school gate with a jeep. But online, she was a celebrity. During lunch break, she sat alone under the mango tree, using her mother's phone to scroll through her Instagram. She had 7,000 followers, and counting. She grinned. A big page had reposted her last photo, calling her the next influencer to watch. Then her eyes widened. She had a new DM, from Glow and Glory Hairline, a small hair brand in Lagos. Hi Lola, we love your look. We're selecting 5 teen brand ambassadors for our hair extension launch. Are you interested? Her hands shook. Interested? She was more than interested. She was desperate. This was her chance to become a real influencer. Maybe even get free wigs. Maybe money. She quickly replied, yes, acting cool. Sure. I'd love to work with your brand as salon loaned. Behind her screen, her heart pounded like talking drum. Waiting they make you smile like this? Her seatmate Amaka asked, peeping into her phone. Lola quickly locked it and shook her head. Nothing serious, just gist. Amaka smiled, not pressing further. That evening, at home, Lola couldn't hide her excitement. She barely touched her dinner and kept refreshing her IG for updates. By midnight, she received another message. You've been selected. Please fill this form and prepare to attend our team beauty event next weekend. Tag us in a video showing your hair and introduce yourself to your followers. Her eyes lit up. She had done it. She wasn't just pretending to be a rich Lagos babe anymore. She was becoming one. But how would she pull off the next lie? Because this event, it was in Lekki, and she had nothing to wear. Lola sat on her bed, staring at the phone screen like it held the key to heaven, an invitation to Lekki, a real-life influencer event. Brand photos, free gifts, networking. She had dreamt of this moment, but now her biggest fear stared her in the face. What will I wear? The thought of showing up looking ordinary made her stomach turn. She needed something flashy, something that screamed money, but her wardrobe, full of faded uniforms and Ankara skirts, she picked up her phone and called the one person she trusted with her secrets. Titi, her neighbor's cousin, who sold fairly used clothes at Alaba Market. Titi picked on the third ring. Lola of Lekki, she teased. Abi, you don't finally blow. A big no start. Lola laughed nervously. I need help. Big help. Talk to me. Lola explained everything, the brand, the event, the pressure. Titi didn't judge. She simply said, come tomorrow. I'll pick 3 mad dresses for you. You go choose. You fit pay small. By 2 p.m. the next day, Lola was in Titi's store, hidden behind hanging jeans and second-hand perfumes. Titi handed her a sleek gold gown with a slit, a pink power suit, and a sparkly green jumpsuit. Now this gown, go turn heads, Titi said. You go be fire. I love it. I want it, Lola said, her eyes shining. Not 3000, Titi whispered. Lola hesitated. She had only 0 to 50 in her purse and a mother who monitored every naya. Can I pay after the event? No wahala. But if you stain or tear in, I won't, I swear. Next on the list, a driver. How else would she show up like a Lekki babe? She remembered Ibob, a boy from school who ran errands for teachers and had access to his uncle's kiki. Ibob, she texted. Can you wear suit and act like my driver for one day? He replied with just 3 words. How much first? They agreed on not to 000 and free lunch. Everything was falling into place. All lies, all borrowed, but perfect. The gown, the fake driver, the makeup she would beg her classmate to do. This was her biggest show yet. As she lay in bed that night, Lola stared at the ceiling. After this event, I'll never be poor again. But somewhere deep inside her, a small voice whispered, how long can you lie before the truth shows up? She ignored it. The morning of the event came like a movie scene. Lola woke up before sunrise, heart racing, body buzzing with excitement and fear. She carefully pulled out the gold gown and hung it near the window so sunlight could hit it just right. It shimmered like a dream. Today, I become the girl I've always posted, she said to herself. By 8 a.m., Ibob arrived, not in a suit like they planned, but in a plain white shirt and slightly oversized trousers. No tie, Lola asked, frowning. Auntie, you no pay for full package, Ibob joked, laughing. They both knew it was all pretend, but today, the act had to be perfect. Lola's classmate Queen helped with the makeup. Make her look like a lucky influencer, she told her. An hour later, when Lola looked in the mirror, she gasped. Her face was glowing, lips glossy, lashes long. She didn't even recognize herself. They rode in Ibob Kiki halfway and stopped by the road near mile 2. From there, Lola took photos in front of a flashy building and tagged the location, Lekki Peninsula Resort. Another lie, but a beautiful one. When she finally arrived at the real event venue in Lekki, borrowed confidence, borrowed beauty, borrowed everything, she stepped in like a star. The hall was full of lights, cameras, influencers, and teenage girls with long wigs and loud perfumes. Some girls arrived in jeeps, some were escorted by parents, others came with managers. Lola came alone, but held her head high. Wow, is that Lola of Lekki? One girl whispered. She looks even finer in real life, another said. Lola smiled, acting like she didn't hear, but inside, her heart was doing cartwheels. The brand reps from Glow and Glory welcomed her warmly. Photos were taken, videos were recorded. She was given a goodie bag and asked to do a mini interview. Tell us, Lola, the host said, mic in hand. Where are you from? Lola smiled confidently. Born and raised in Lekki, she lied smoothly. I'm just a soft girl living a soft life. Applause followed. In that moment, standing in front of flashing cameras, Lola felt invincible.
But what she didn't know was this: someone in that same hall recognized her, not as Lola of Lekki, but as Lola James from Ojo, and that person had come with proof. As the event continued, Lola was living her best fake life. She posed beside the Glow and Glory banner, tossing her borrowed hair, smiling like she owned the building. Her phone buzzed every few seconds, followers increasing, DMs flooding in, mentions rising. You look amazing, Lola. Soft life queen. Lucky girls know they carry last. She couldn't stop smiling. She had fooled everyone, or so she thought. But standing by the back of the hall was a girl named Ronke, from Lola's former school in Ojo. They were never close, but Ronke had always known Lola's reality. The one-room apartment, the puff-puff business, the loaned phone. She squinted at Lola, shocked. Is that not Lola James? She whispered to her cousin beside her. The same one from Ojo, the one that wears faded uniform to class. Yes, oh, she's faking everything here. Ronke was also an aspiring influencer, but hadn't blown like Lola. Seeing someone lie and rise, while she stayed unnoticed, made something snap inside her. She opened her phone gallery and scrolled quickly. There they were, pictures of Lola wearing slippers in front of Mama Nkechi's shop, carrying puff-puff trays, dancing in her street clothes, raw, real, and unfiltered. She clicked record and whispered, "This is Lola of Lucky Old, but this is how she really lives in Ojo." Then she opened TikTok, fake life exposed. This is the real Lola James. Not everything you see online is true. She attached the photos and hit upload. Within 15 minutes, the post had 30 comments, then 70, then 200. Back inside the event, Lola continued her show. She took selfies, made TikTok videos, and even danced with a few fans. But slowly, people began to whisper, is it true? Is this the girl they just exposed online? This babe no even love for Lucky. She day fry puff puff with her mama. Lola noticed it. The change in energy, the shifting eyes, the forced smiles. Then her worst fear happened. One of the brand reps walked up to her, holding a phone. Lola, can I speak with you, privately? She followed her to a quiet corner. The woman showed her the video. Lola's heart dropped. Her pictures, her home, her tray of puff-puff, all out there. Her ears rang, her legs shook. The woman's face was calm but cold. Is this true? Are you not based in Lucky? Lola opened her mouth, but no words came out. The lie had finally collapsed, and the whole world was watching. Lola sat frozen on a white plastic chair in the corner of the hall, her heart pounding louder than the event music. Her palms were sweaty, her throat was dry. Her golden gown suddenly felt too tight, like it was choking her. The brand rep looked at her, waiting for a response. Are you really from Lucky or from Ojo? Lola opened her mouth, tried to explain, to defend herself, but all that came out was, I can explain, but it was too late. The video had gone viral. Within 1 hour, over 20,000 people had seen it. Her TikTok was flooded with comments. So she's a puff-puff seller, from gutter to glamour, but still in the gutter. This is why I don't believe anything I see online. Asho's soft life. Her Instagram follows began to drop like raindrops. 7,000 became 6,200, then 5,700, then 4,700, then 4,000. Even worse, Glow and Glory hairline unfollowed her immediately and deleted her photos from their page. People at the event no longer asked for selfies. They stared at her with side eyes and giggles. Some recorded her from afar. A girl in high heels whispered loudly, "At least if you want to fake life, fake it well." She even hired a KK driver. The crowd laughed. Lola stood up quietly and walked toward the exit. Each step felt like punishment. Her borrowed heels wobbled, her eyes welled up with tears, and her pride shattered with every stare. Outside the hall, Ibu was waiting beside the KK. Omo, waiting happened inside. You declined for wrong reason. Oh, she didn't answer. She just entered the KK and whispered, "Let's go home." The ride back to Ojo was silent. For the first time in weeks, she didn't touch her phone. She didn't check likes. She didn't pose for a picture. By the time she got home, her mother was already frowning at the front door. "Lola, what have you done?" Lola collapsed on the bed and burst into tears. The lie had finally caught up, and it didn't just knock, it dragged her down for the world to see. Instead of being proud of who you are, you chose lies. You carry our suffering and turn it into shame. Lola had no reply, she only cried. Outside the world was moving on, but for Lola, everything had stopped. The video was now on blogs. People were using her as a meme. Some influencers even made reaction videos laughing at her downfall. When you're slaying online but frying puff puff in real life. Lola of Ojo, not Leke, she opened her Instagram only to see her DMs full of insults. Fraud. You deserve this. You're finished online. Her follower count was now under 2,000. She stared at her old photos, the fake bags, the filtered face, the fake locations, and suddenly it all looked ugly. The golden life she once posted felt like a golden cage, and now that it had shattered, she realized something. I don't even know who I really am anymore. That evening, Queen came to visit. She sat on the edge of the bed and held Lola's hand. You messed up, Lola, badly, but you're not the first girl to fall for the pressure. Lola looked at her with teary eyes. I just wanted to be somebody, to matter. Queen sighed. You already matter. You just didn't believe it. She opened her phone and showed Lola a video. It was a popular influencer, a big one, talking about Lola's story. I don't support fake life, but I also know that social media pressure is real. Instead of canceling this girl, let's help her find herself. Lola gasped. Some people in the comments were now showing sympathy. She's still young. At least she's not doing Yahoo. Let her rest. We've all made mistakes. Lola's tears flowed again, but this time, not from shame, from relief. Maybe she had lost the fake life, but maybe, just maybe, it was time to find the real one. The next morning, Lola did something she never thought she could do. She picked up her phone, opened her Instagram app, and stared at her page at the fake girl she had created. The bio read, Lucky Babe Vertical Bar Soft Life, only a video vertical bar brand influencer. She let out a bitter laugh. There was no soft life, there was no brand, just borrowed clothes, borrowed phones, borrowed dreams. She tapped the edit profile button and slowly erased every lie. The fake location, gone. The brand name in her bio, deleted. Her username, changed from at Lola of Lekki to at just Lola James. Then she did the hardest part. She archived almost all her photos, all the edited posts, borrowed ones that made her popular. With a deep breath, she opened her camera and took a raw photo. No filter, no makeup, just her in her wrapper, sitting by the puff puff tray, smiling sadly. She typed a long caption. I lied. I faked my life online to look like someone else. I was ashamed of who I was, but shame nearly destroyed me. My name is Lola James. I live in Ojo. My mom fries puff puff to survive. I'm not rich, not famous, not perfect, but I'm tired of pretending. This is me now, the real me, and she posted it. For 10 minutes, nothing happened. Then, a like, then two, then a comment. This takes courage. You've earned my respect. Another comment came in. I'm proud of you for facing the truth. Then a DM. Hi Lola, I'm a photographer. I want to do a real-life photo series about strong girls from humble beginnings. Would you be interested? Lola's eyes widened. Then came another message from her school counselor. Lola, would you like to talk? We can help you work through all of this. You're not alone. She blinked. For the first time in a long while, Lola felt light. She had deleted Lola of Lakey, but in return she had found someone better, Lola James, the girl who finally chose truth. Returning to school after the scandal felt like walking into a lion's den. Lola wore her cleanest uniform, packed her hair neatly, and stepped into the school gate holding her head high, even though her heart was pounding in her chest. Whispers started immediately. Not that Lakey girl waiting disgrace online, so she faked still show face.
But something unexpected happened. As she walked past a group of girls, Queen, her classmate who had stood by her, smiled and gave her a warm hug in front of everyone. Welcome back, Lola, she said. You look real. Then a boy from JSS 3 walked up shyly. Auntie Lola. My sister, they sell Puff Puff too. She said make I greet you. Lola smiled. tears quietly pressing behind her eyes. The whispers didn't stop. Some students still laughed behind her back. Some teachers eyed her with pity. But not all of it was cruel anymore. During break, the school counselor called her in. Lola, your story is trending. Not just because you lied, but because you were brave enough to admit it. You made a big mistake. But you're still young. You can grow. They offered her a slot to speak during the upcoming school mentorship program, where students shared life lessons. You don't have to say yes now, the counselor said. I want to, Lola replied. If it will help someone else not make the same mistake, I'll do it. Back in class, even some of her haters started softening. One girl said, You sabi write caption, oh, that your puff puff post touched me small. Lola laughed. A real laugh this time. No filter, no pretense. She was no longer the most popular girl in school. She wasn't famous anymore, but she was respected, and that mattered more. As she sat in her seat, looking around the classroom full of noisy, imperfect teenagers, she thought, they finally know who I am. And this time, it's enough. The school's mentorship day finally arrived. Parents, teachers, and students filled the hall. A few students had already shared their stories about overcoming bullying, failing exams, struggling with stammering. When it was Lola's turn, a hush fell over the crowd. Some were curious, others were ready to laugh again. But when she stepped on stage, dressed simply in her school uniform, her shoulders straight, her eyes calm, the hall went quiet. She took the mic. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lola James. Some of you know me as Lola Vlecky, but that wasn't real. That was a lie I built to escape the truth. There were small murmurs, she continued. I live in Ojo. My mom fries puff puff. We live in one room, but I was tired of being laughed at, tired of being poor. So I created a fake version of myself online. I stole pictures. I lied about my lifestyle, and for a while, I believed the lie. She paused, her voice trembling slightly. But lies are like borrowed clothes. Sooner or later, you must return them. And when the truth came out, I was left naked in front of the world. Some students gasped, some nodded. I lost followers. I lost respect. I lost myself. But I gained something better. I found the strength to stop pretending. I found the courage to be real. The hall was silent. Not a single laugh. Not even a whisper. If you're struggling with your own truth, please don't fake it like I did. There is power in being who you really are, even if it's not perfect, she finished. And for a moment, she feared the worst, until the entire hall stood up in applause. Teachers clapped, parents nodded, even some of the mean students joined in. The principal smiled and said, Thank you, Lola. That was more than a speech. That was healing. After the program, students lined up to shake her hand. You get liver, Shah. I respect you now. Your story touched my mom. She was even crying small. One of the junior students asked shyly, Can I take a selfie with you? Lola laughed. Not the forced kind, a real one. She posed for the picture. No makeup, no filters, just Lola James, the girl who told the truth. It started with a whisper, barely noticeable, but deadly enough. After Lola's video went viral and disappeared, things seemed to calm down for a while. She tried to avoid social media and focus on writing her final exams. But the problem with lies is that they don't stay buried forever. One always finds a way to crawl out. A classmate named Chesum, who had secretly envied Lola's luxurious lifestyle, began talking. She told a few girls how Lola used to borrow clothes and fake photos at her uncle's house. Then she added more, how Lola was in debt, and how everything about her was built on lies. Soon it wasn't just whispers, it was everywhere. One morning, Lola entered her lecture hall and noticed the strange stares. Some people laughed as she passed. Her heart beat fast. She sat down, and someone behind her whispered loud enough for her to hear, Is that not the lucky girl that sleeps in a face me I face you? Lola's fingers tightened around her pen. During lunch break, her roommate, Fun Me, came rushing into the hostel room with her phone in hand. Lola, it's bad. Someone created a fake Instagram account and posted all your old pictures, before the filter, the makeup, everything. They even included screenshots of your begging messages. They tagged your main account. Lola took the phone. Her hands trembled as she scrolled. There it was, underscore truth about Lola James. Over 100 followers already. Post after post, caption after caption, mockery, proof, exposure. The worst part, the account was anonymous. She had no idea who was behind it. Tears filled Lola's eyes. It wasn't just about being exposed anymore. This was humiliation. This was war. She deactivated her main Instagram account. She switched off her phone, but nothing helped. The truth had escaped her grip, and now it was chasing her. Lola didn't leave her hostel room for 3 days. Her roommate, Funmi, tried to help bringing food, checking in, but Lola couldn't eat, couldn't talk, couldn't even cry anymore. She just lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the faint sounds of notifications still buzzing on her silent phone. The pain wasn't just from being exposed, it was from the shame. All her hard work to look like someone else, all the lying, the pretending, the begging, and now she was nothing more than a joke to the entire school. By the fourth day, Lola decided she needed to do something. She got up, took a cold bath, and looked at herself in the mirror. For the first time in a long time, she saw the real Lola. Dark circles, no makeup, thin from stress, but real. She picked up her phone and opened Instagram, not the fake account, not the filters, just the camera. And then she recorded a video. Hi everyone, my name is Lola James. You may know me as the Lekki girl, the fashion queen, the girl who had it all, but I didn't have it. I faked it. Yes, everything was a lie. The clothes, the hotels, the lifestyle, it was all borrowed, begged, and sometimes stolen for attention. I lied because I was ashamed of who I really was. I'm not proud of it, but I'm tired of hiding, so here I am. This is me. No filter, no makeup, no lies. If you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to cancel me, go ahead. I just want my life back, the real one. She posted it and dropped the phone. For hours, she didn't check it. When she finally did, something unexpected happened. The comments were mixed, but many were kind. You're brave for this. I respect you for speaking your truth. We've all lied at some point. At least you owned yours. And even though some people still mocked her, it felt lighter now. She wasn't hiding anymore. She was healing. But the journey wasn't over yet. There was one more thing she had to do. Lola stood in front of the mirror again, this time dressed in a simple Ankara skirt and plain black top, no wig, no makeup, just her natural self. She smiled gently, not because everything was perfect, but because for the first time in a long time she felt free. She left the hostel and walked slowly toward the school chapel. Not many students went there during the week, but Lola needed silence, not to pray, but to think, to breathe. Inside, she sat quietly on a wooden bench, closed her eyes, and exhaled. Suddenly, she heard a voice. Lola, she turned. It was Emeka. He walked in slowly, hands in his pockets, unsure of what to say. I saw your video, he finally said. I didn't know all that. I'm sorry, Lola nodded. It's okay. You don't owe me anything. I judged you, he admitted. I thought you were just another slay queen. But you're stronger than you look. Lola laughed softly. I'm tired of trying to look strong. I just want to be real. They sat in silence for a while. Then he asked, so what now? Lola thought for a moment. Now I focus on finishing school. I don't know what the future holds, but I want to build it slowly, with truth. He smiled. That's a good plan. In the following weeks, Lola began to rebuild. She dropped the fake lifestyle completely. She sold the expensive clothes she had left and used the money to start a small online thrift business. Slowly, her real friends returned, people who liked her for who she truly was. She didn't become the most popular girl in school again, but she became respected. And most importantly, she became free. Final words from Lola. They say social media is a place for showing your best life, but sometimes the realest life is the one nobody sees. I wore a mask for too long, but now I've taken it off, and what I found underneath is enough.